Currently 64, Michael J. Fox is in a stage of life that has garnered attention and current conversations. Some family members have raised questions that fans cannot ignore. People are curious about the hidden events and the increased presence of his family. Discover the devastating diagnosis that has left Michael J. Fox and his family in shock. Childhood turmoil. Michael J. Fox's youth was formed by rapid migration, change, and the necessity for swift adaptation. Before gaining fame in film and television, he was a child struggling to adapt to a constantly changing existence. The Fox family relocated frequently due to his father's service in the Royal Canadian Corps of Signals. Michael had resided in 5 Canadian cities by his early teens. Each transfer introduced new schools, neighborhoods, and student groups to navigate. Many children would have found this daunting. Michael used it as his initial training ground for abilities he would use daily. Being in a military home taught him discipline and flexibility. When arriving somewhere new, he felt the need to quickly integrate. Through observation, he discovered what made individuals comfortable and found simple ways to connect. Humor became his fastest tool. Quick jokes or comments helped break the ice. He discovered that making others laugh helped him fit in with new environments. It wasn't simply about attention. The issue was stability. Being able to make others comfortable helped him feel comfortable as well. Humor helped him make friends, avoid confrontation, and feel at home in unexpected settings. His skills included more than just humor. Natural adaptability became part of his personality. He learned to adapt to unexpected events. He learned to keep cool throughout uncertain times. These traits would become invaluable later in life. As a child, they kept him grounded throughout times of rapid change. The family relocated in Burnaby, British Columbia, allowing Michael to dream about long-term goals for the first time. Like many Canadian kids, he enjoyed hockey. He played with enthusiasm and hard work, seeing a future on the ice. But as he aged, reality sank in. He stopped developing at 5 feet 4 inches, and his diminutive size prevented him from pursuing a professional hockey career. It was a painful realization. It wasn't only the termination of a dream. The initial version of the person he planned to become ended. However, losing that dream led to unexpected opportunities. After retiring from hockey, he pursued other hobbies. He was drawn to music and practiced guitar for hours. In a high school drama class, he discovered acting practically by chance. My curiosity quickly evolved into something more. He was natural at acting. The timing utilized for jokes was applied to lines. His ability to adjust to new schools led to increased confidence on stage. For the first time, he saw an interesting and achievable route. Early setbacks and modifications did not deter him. They formed him. They helped him develop an attitude that would serve him well in unexpected life challenges. The lessons he learned in his early years were just the start of his future challenges. The hesitant star. Michael J. Fox's breakthrough in Hollywood was not carefully planned. He succeeded by trusting his intuition, overcoming obstacles, and being prepared for any opportunity. In his early acting career, he lacked resources, connections, and a clear path. All he had was drive. His early auditions were a mix of chance and determination. He regularly arrived at casting calls with confidence and a keen sense of timing. Early roles in films like Midnight Madness and Class of 1984 resulted from these tiny breaks. Though not enormous blockbusters, they demonstrated his potential to casting directors. Although not a traditional leader, he possessed charm, energy, and a unique style of delivering words that command attention. His life changed after auditioning for Family Ties. The show initially centered on the parents, but Fox's portrayal of Alex P. Caton rapidly expanded. Not everyone first thought he was the correct pick. NBC CEO Brandon Tartikoff once stated that Fox's visage was unsuitable for a lunchbox. According to him, Fox was not a cultural icon-worthy actor. However, audiences quickly disproved him after Family Ties premiered. Fox delivered a bright, witty, and engaging performance. Alex effortlessly stole scenes and gained popularity for his confident, fast-talking style. Fox's success rose as he became the highlight of the show. After becoming a major star, he sent Tartikoff a bespoke lunchbox with the note, "This is for you to put your crow in." The lunchbox remained in Tartikoff's office for years, symbolizing Fox's unexpected success. His triumph was heightened by the offer to star in Back to the Future. Although director Robert Zemeckis initially wanted him, Family ties prevented him from being released from his schedule. Fox was hired after the first actor failed. The challenge was filming both the movie and TV show simultaneously. He spent his days filming Family Ties and his nights on the movie set. He barely slept. He ran between studios, ate in the car, and lived in a continual work routine. It was exhausting, yet he never complained. He committed to the project with all his heart. He didn't comprehend that persistent physical stress was a precursor to future issues. When Back to the Future was released, his world altered overnight. Fox became the face of a new generation of Hollywood actors as the movie became a global hit. Audiences adored his quick wit, vibrant energy, and ability to bring scenes to life. He became a prominent 1980s star, conveying enthusiasm and excitement that fans easily related with. Just when he achieved a new height, life presented him with an unexpected challenge. In that year, everything changed. At the age of 29, Michael J. Fox had an unexpected life change. At that time, he was a busy and successful Hollywood actor, juggling multiple projects without pause. At first, the pace made it easy to overlook minor bodily changes. The initial symptoms appeared harmless. A twitch in his finger and a tremor in his hand persisted. He initially dismissed it as stress or tiredness, but the symptoms persisted. They strengthened. They appeared at uncontrollable times that he became increasingly terrified as he observed them. He suspected a problem, but was unaware of its severity. After meeting with specialists and undergoing a thorough checkup, he was shocked by the facts. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. He was young, fit, and at the peak of his career, making the diagnosis seem implausible. Parkinson's disease was previously thought to affect older persons, not young adults, that he left the office feeling uncertain about the future after hearing the stunning comments. He was aware that the sickness had no cure and would worsen over time. It went beyond dread. He felt grief for the life he had imagined ahead. Informing his wife, Tracy Pollan, was a challenging point in his life. They were newly married and creating their future. Although he didn't want to burden her, he couldn't hide the truth when he told her they cried together. He stated that it was their last and only time crying about Parkinson's. After that moment, they decided to face the future together. Tracy's fortitude and support helped him accept the situation. Despite her presence, he was hesitant to share his story. He concealed the illness from Hollywood for 7 years. He continued acting nonstop during that period. He rehearsed lines, performed scenarios, and entertained audiences while secretly managing more difficult illnesses. He relied on medication to manage his tremors. Often, he arranged his medicines around filming to appear steady on screen. Even though it was exhausting, he wanted to avoid being seen as different or doubting his ability. Having a double life was exhausting. He maintained a positive and engaging demeanor in public, meeting expectations. His internal struggles included long evenings of stress, frustration, and fear. Despite his efforts to conceal his conflict, the truth followed him everywhere. Pretending weighed him down, and the emotional burden increased with each passing year. Despite his efforts to stay together, his personal struggle led to a breaking point that would further affect him. Alcohol and denial. When Michael J. Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, he reacted like many others who are afraid to accept the facts. He attempted to flee. On the outside, his life appeared promising. He worked, entertained, raised a family, and maintained his public image as a successful actor. However, he was filled with anxiety, perplexity, and fury over his body and destiny. Instead of managing his emotions, he reverted to his old practices from his youth. Before his marriage, Michael led a fast-paced life. He participated in late-night parties and heavy drinking. Once he married Tracy Pollan, those days looked to be behind him. Alcohol became a means to escape after Parkinson's disease was diagnosed. Drinking diminished the fear. This let him avoid thinking about the sickness, its long-term ramifications, and the realization that his life would change forever. He became increasingly withdrawn from himself and his loved ones as he drank more. One night in 1992 marked a turning point. After drinking considerably, Michael passed out on the couch in their living room. No shouting or pandemonium were present when he woke up. Instead, he found Tracy calm but deeply disappointed. His expectations were not met by her anger. She didn't shout. She inquired directly, cutting through his excuses for his behavior. "Do you want this?" "Do you want to be this person?" He remembered their words. In that point, he had to face himself honestly. He witnessed a man with Parkinson's, a husband and father, passing away behind a bottle. He knew that continuing on that path would result in more than damage to his health. He would lose his family, self-esteem, and ability to handle his disease with dignity and strength. Although the condition was not his choice, his response to it was. The next day, he took a life-changing decision. He quit drinking. This decision was challenging and time-consuming. Sobriety marked the start of a significant healing journey. Through therapy, he was able to openly discuss his fears, despair, and rage regarding Parkinson's disease. He faced his sentiments instead of avoiding them. Therapy helped him see that denial was influencing his actions. It also provided him with healthier coping tools. He gained self-honesty, accepted aid, and improved communication with Tracy and their children. He accepted responsibility for his actions and committed to sobriety daily. Steps were taken to carefully rebuild the emotional foundation destroyed due to alcoholism. By choosing sobriety, Michael did not only stop drinking. He chose to accept his disease rather than avoid it. As he confronted Parkinson's disease, his anguish became a source of purpose that extended beyond his own life. Publicly exposed. By 1998, Michael J. Fox had concealed his Parkinson's diagnosis for 7 years. He fought hard to manage symptoms, keep his acting career, and maintain a regular life for his family during those years. However, the pressure of living in concealment increased daily that he realized that concealing the truth was more exhausting than facing it. The public announcement of his diagnosis stunned the world. Fans, media, and co-workers were unaware of his struggles behind the scenes. For Michael, the moment was both terrifying and liberating that he was done pretending. He no longer carried the burden alone. Despite not knowing the details, the announcement allowed him to embark on a new chapter. Following his public disclosure of Parkinson's, Michael took a courageous action that transformed his life and the lives of others. He established the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture or celebrity philanthropy. Originally, it was urgent. Michael saw research as the key to better treatments and a cure. His understanding was that he had more resources and visibility than those with Parkinson's disease. He believed it was his job to advance science using his platform. The foundation swiftly became a global leader in Parkinson's research. This unprecedented collaboration between scientists, clinicians, and patients fostered a strong and positive community. Michael experienced a shift in his inner state when the foundation moved. Instead of despondency, he found purpose in his life. He focused on helping others rather than dwelling on what the cancer had taken from him. Raising awareness, supporting research, and sharing his hardships provided him with direction. He transitioned from silent suffering to public advocacy. Despite the obstacles of living with Parkinson's, this new purpose provided his life a deeper meaning. It gave him confidence and clarity to continue forward. Throughout, he found strength in knowing his voice counted and his efforts advanced research. As his activism expanded, his physical struggle with Parkinson's became more difficult. The internal conflict. Living with Parkinson's disease has impacted every aspect of Michael J. Fox's life. Although the world sees his smile, sense of humor, and calmness, they only glimpse a small part of his struggles. Behind the scenes, he severely relies on medication for mobility, speech, and function. Parkinson's disrupts the brain's dopamine production, affecting mobility. Michael follows a tight medicine routine throughout the day. When the medication is effective, the patient can talk clearly, move freely, and interact naturally with others. When it wears off, his body may stiffen and shake. The difference between mobility and paralysis is down to proper medication scheduling, as he said. Even little delays can impact his mood and abilities. In 1998, he chose athalomotomy, a brain surgery, to lower severe tremors disrupting his daily life. The treatment involved creating a tiny lesion in the brain area responsible for motion control. He faced dangers such as speech difficulty, balance issues, and complications that could worsen his symptoms. After the tremors became so disruptive, he decided to try it as ordinary activities were becoming impossible. The operation provided partial alleviation. Although the condition progressed, it helped him restore control and stability during a difficult time. Michael has always spoken openly about his treatment limitations. In his memoir, No Time Like the Future, he stated that without medication, he would be mute, stone-faced, and frozen. This was not exaggerated. Parkinson's can cause inability to move or speak once medication wears off. He can freeze face muscles. His body may not react. Every day, he faces this reality, even when smiling in interviews or public appearances. His openness reveals that his constant appearances take substantial effort and medical care. Throughout the years, the condition progressed. Michael has managed Parkinson's slow progression by addressing new symptoms as they arise. The vibrations intensified. He experienced muscle stiffness, impaired voice, and difficulty controlling his actions. Memory issues were also seen, making previously easy actions more difficult. The speaker admits that memorizing lines, once a strength in his early career, is now a difficulty. He had to adapt and discover new methods to communicate and keep active after each loss. As physical challenges increased, emotional and mental fights also more challenging, retirement and comeback. In the late 1990s, Michael J. Fox juggled two challenging realities. As the humorous, fast-talking star of Spin City, he effectively led a smash TV show and demonstrated his screen presence. Conversely, Parkinson's disease was slowly eroding his physique. By 2000, the burden was too much. The demands of being a series lead, including long hours and continual activity, were difficult to manage while dealing with growing symptoms. Following his 100th episode, he announced his departure from Spin City. He took his first serious retirement from performing. This was not only a career choice, it was a health decision. Taking a break allowed him to prioritize his family, foundation, and sustainable living with the disease. Many may view this as the end of their time in the spotlight, but Michael saw it as a pause rather than a complete stop. Over the years, he gradually rethought his attitude to work. He changed his concentration to lobbying and writing. He never lost his passion for performing. After nearly a decade away from prominent parts, he returned to the screen in a different style. Instead of tackling a full series, he focused on carefully selected pieces that fit his condition. He appeared in Scrubs, Boston Legal, Rescue Me, and The Good Wife. His Parkinson's symptoms were often incorporated into his performances, allowing him to perform without concealing his condition. Each guest role was a personal achievement. He demonstrated his ability to captivate crowds despite physical limitations. He believed looks were more than just remaining visible. The goal was to demonstrate that individuals with serious illnesses may nonetheless produce valuable work. He made a significant move in 2013 with The Michael J. Fox Show, a sitcom partially based on his life. It was a bold attempt to combine comedy and the realities of Parkinson's disease. Although brief, the show demonstrated his willingness to be upfront and honest about his condition. As of 2019, the condition had worsened. Michael acknowledged in interviews that acting had grown increasingly challenging. His short-term memory was limited, making it challenging to recall lines. His previously energetic and rhythmic voice has lost its reliability. On certain days, he could speak clearly. Other days were hard. He chose to step away from acting for good due to these issues. This was a subtle surrender, not of spirit, but of self-belief to maintain performance expectations. After his screen time ended, his family became increasingly essential and moving in his life. The Rush Limbaugh dispute. In 2006, Michael J. Fox became a highly regarded public speaker on Parkinson's research. He utilized his stature to advocate for financing to accelerate scientific progress, not for personal gain. During same year, he participated in a political ad for a Senate candidate who supported stem cell research. The commercial was straightforward and honest. Michael sat in a chair and discussed the need of funding research. Parkinson's caused noticeable movement in his body. For many viewers, it was their first glimpse into the physicality of his condition. He was not acting. He was not concealing anything. He shared his life with Parkinson's with others. The reaction was swift and forceful, but not entirely positive. Rush Limbaugh, a conservative radio broadcaster, accused Michael of faking his ailments to garner sympathy. He also said Michael intentionally skipped his medicine before filming the ad. The comments sparked fury, perplexity, and sadness, particularly among those familiar with Parkinson's issues. The accusations against Michael and his family were both nasty and unfounded. They doubted his honesty during a vulnerable moment. Michael refrained from reacting with fury. The reality was stated calmly and clearly. He stated he never skipped his medication. In reality, he had taken too much. The medicine created dyskinesia, causing uncontrollable movements. He clearly explained the situation. The condition afflicted him without medicine, and the medication had side effects. An O version of the day showed him, as usual. He reminded the audience that no one with Parkinson's wants to develop visible symptoms. The involuntary movements were uncomfortable and taxing, not something anyone would wish to exhibit. His explanation was effective in clarifying a significant misunderstanding. Many are unaware that Parkinson's treatment is complex. While medications might aid movement and speech, they can also cause unexpected jerking actions. There is no perfect balance or simple solution. Michael's candor educated millions about the diagnosis and its unpredictable nature. After public arguments, his family supported him through the later stages of the condition. Lifeline is family. Michael J. Fox's family has always been an important part of his life. The center of his support is his wife, Tracy Pollan. After meeting through familial links, they fell in love and established a life based on trust and teamwork. After being diagnosed with Parkinson's at 29, Tracy provided the necessary support. Often, Michael says she brings a no-drama strength to any circumstance. She faces challenges without panicking or retreating. Instead, she prioritizes tasks and progress. Her gentle approach alleviated his worry and confusion throughout his early illness years. She supported him through each stage of Parkinson's without allowing the condition to define their relationship. They had 4 children: Sam, Aquina and Skylar twins, and Esme, their youngest. The children had a father who was both a famous actor and had a challenging neurological ailment. They observed him at red carpets and award presentations, but also noticed his difficulty walking and controlling his hands. They considered Parkinson's a normal part of their household life. It was not a secret or whispered topic. Michael and Tracy reassured their children about the condition without causing fear. Answering questions honestly and maintaining open communication helps youngsters feel confident throughout unpredictable situations. One of the family's strongest tools was humor. Michael has always been fast with a joke, which resonated in their household. Sharing laughter can reduce tension and remind everyone that joy can still exist during difficult times. The family relied on open communication, regular check-ins, and mutual assistance. These practices fostered a supportive environment, ensuring no one felt alone, especially Michael. While their familial tie didn't eradicate pain, it provided the fortitude to face it together. If you loved the video, please like, subscribe, and comment.